Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of our deep dive into Lily's Boy by SomewheresSword here on Canon Who. Lily's Boy is a Harry Potter AU that replaces the familiar fantasy with something even more dangerous: freedom. Chapter 1 doesn't start with any magical duels or crazy action happening. It starts with a boy stepping outside of the system, and that makes all the difference. So, let's set the stage. Harry's just blown up Aunt March. We know this from canon. Don't insult his parents. You too might become a balloon. But what's not the same is he's not swooped up and coddled and tucked away into the leaky. He is still staying at the leaky cauldron, but for the first time in his entire life, he is left on his own. And he's left on his own in Diagon Alley. No Dursleys, no Dumbledore, no overwhelming maternally Molly either. Like, there's no one. There's no one hovering over his shoulder. And that absence, it's liberating. It's also kind of terrifying. So, what does Harry do with that freedom? Well, does like any other teenager. He tests it. He's looking for traps. He is absolutely observant. He assumes someone is watching him because that's what he's been conditioned to expect. But when he realizes he's truly alone, he starts exploring all the places he's never gotten to see. If we think about it, the last two trips to Diagon Alley have been pretty well quick. The first year with Hagrid, he didn't really get to explore. He just went to get his school supplies and then turn around. Second year, same thing with the Weasleys. This time, he gets to actually take a look and find things he never thought existed, and even inside of this magical world. But it's not all joyful. It's somber. Diagon Alley is full of magic and becomes a haunting place. Every enchanted shopfront and toy window reminds him of the life he should have had. There's a particular moment where Harry imagines the bedroom he might have had if he had grown up in the wizarding world. Posters, moving clocks, toy dragons, and then it's gone. That imagined life, that ghost of a boy he never got to be, it slips back into silence. And this is a Harry who's grieving on all the things that he missed, he didn't get, because he was hidden away and shoved in a cupboard. Much of chapter 1 is unfolding in Harry's mind. This isn't an action-driven plot right now. It's internal. It's emotional. And the theme here is identity. Who am I when no one is watching? when I'm not performing for the Dursleys or for Dumbledore or for a school I barely understand. Harry is starting to peel back the layers. This also introduces one of the fic's most powerful tools, reflection as rebellion. Thinking for himself by pausing. Harry is resisting the systems that shaped him. And he finds he does a little bit of shopping, and quickly his money is running out. So, where does he go? To the bank. This is a turning point. Harry visits Gringotts. Wow. A place we normally see as transactional. You go in, you get your gold, you leave, right? Here, it becomes a site of truth bomb. Without his vault key, he's offered a magical scan. They have to verify his identity before he can access his vault. But not only do they find his identity, they find out so much more. And what they find changes everything. A magical block. One placed on him as a baby. And it cut him off from his family magics. That's not just that, though. From his legacy, his identity, and even worse, there was a compulsion spell designed to make him more repulsive and suggestible. In other words, easier to control. This is psychological and magical abuse. And the implication heavily pointed at Dumbledore. And it's damning. Now, we pivot to one of the fic's central themes, legacy. The goblins reveal that Harry isn't just the boy who lived. He's the heir to the Potters, the Blacks, and the Peverils. And thanks to Voldemort's defeat, he's the conquering heir of Slytherin. That's not just a pedigree. That's a seismic political position. And the idea of family magics introduced here is key. These are magical gifts and responsibilities tied to bloodlines, deliberately kept from Harry because someone wanted him less. So let's take a second to talk about the gremlin, or really gremlins? Yikes, wrong movie. The goblins, Gorak and Farlig. They're not comedic relief, okay? They're also not the greedy bankers here. Yes, they want to take care of their gold. They want to see gold flowing. That's fine. They run the bank. We kind of need them to want to earn money. But in this tale, they're competent. They're principled. And surprisingly compassionate. Someone has done Harry a grave wrong. And they express that concern. They walk Harry through the truth. Remove the block. And they give him evidence. They take a sample of the magical signature of the wizard or witch who placed the block on Harry all those years ago. In this story, the others of the magical world, they're the ones telling the truth. So let's step back. what is chapter 1 really about? It's about agency, autonomy, and knowledge. Every step Harry takes, from walking Diagon Alley alone to learning the truth about his legacy, builds a new version of him. One who isn't waiting for a rescue. This is one who is starting to ask the hardest questions. It's also about betrayal. The people who were supposed to protect him didn't just fail. They intervened, manipulated, and controlled him. And he's just beginning to understand what that means. This goes so much deeper. So, no, Lily's Boy doesn't open with spells flying. No jelly leg jinx. It opens with something much more dangerous. Clarity. And that clarity is political, magical, and deeply personal. Chapter 1 gives us a Harry who is finally starting to wake up. Not just to his past, but to his power. If this breakdown hit something for you, hit that like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let's talk about it. What did you make of the goblins? Like them? Love them? Magical blocks. The idea of family magics. Do you think Harry's change is earned? In the next episode, we are going into chapter 2, where Harry begins to act on what he's learned. And trust me, it only gets better from here. So, until our next meeting, may your magic serve you well.